A city is not just streets and sidewalks. It has its culture, it has its arts. The arts are the soul of a city.
I think it's a very dynamic art scene in San Antonio. The dynamic aspect of it comes from the Latino culture and influence. We have a role in San Antonio to establish our bicultural identity and our cultural identity that is so reflected in our artistic works.
Sort of a commitment of all of the pieces that come together. So it's the larger institutions, the museums, the smaller community-based organization, the artists who actually practice and work and make a living in this city.
I think San Antonio in particular has gotten attention for the richness of its arts and cultural sector.
I think we as a community in San Antonio offer so much to the United States, the world, elsewhere by saying, this is who we are.
Music is the fabric in which everybody can communicate at an even level. Spot's music is unbelievable. So I saw the value in him as a person, and I just became enamored with who he was.
If you met Spot 50 years ago, you meet him today, it's still Spot Barnett.
He's performed with artists that have made a significant impact in people's lives.
A big and kind-hearted person that shares his musicianship and his experiences with other younger musicians of all instruments.
Music brings everybody together.
Spot can get in a jazz band and play. He can go play in a blues band, and I'll play Tex-Mex music. He plays Tex-Mex music with me, you know. And they're saying, "Wow, there's a guy playing Tex-Mex," you know. And they get in awe of him when he's on stage.
I believe Spot deserves this and greater awards, for that matter, only because he's the quintessential man that's dedicated. He's a music's man. You know, a music man is a person who lives and breathes music. So he symbolizes that, and he is that character in my book.
Spot is on the spot. He's there for what he does, and I think he deserves the award. At his age, he should have had more award. He should have got recognized years ago. And thanks to you people in the arts in San Antonio, y'all are doing it for him, and I think it's great, and I'm proud of it.
Spot, first and foremost, congratulations for getting the award. I would give you twice as much if I could. You deserve that and more. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being my mentor.
Sure. Spot, I am so proud of you and so happy for you and for this award that you're about to receive.
You know, first thing I say, hey, Spot, you know I love you. And lots of people do.
Well, Russell Hill Rogers was a native San Antonian who was had a successful business career, and he did acting, he performed in the symphony. He did an amazing amount of a variety of things with the arts directly himself during his lifetime.
He was involved, and I think sometimes that's what it takes, is participation, and that's what really, you know, makes you catch the bug and become passionate about the arts.
When Russell Hill Rogers passed away in 1986, in his will he established a foundation that would continue to support those art institutions and organizations that he supported in his lifetime.
I was amazed when I found out about Russell Hill Rogers' gift that was to be given out only to artists and arts organizations.
I think it's been remarkable that he could establish a foundation, and that has continued all these years to support the arts in all those areas in San Antonio, just as he did. And it's had an impact because there are not enough private foundations that really are devoted to the arts.
The unique aspect of the Russell Hill Rogers Fund for the Arts is that they are still honoring Russell's vision.
I think they've done that in music, they've done that in theater, they've done it across the city, and organizations both large and small, which I think is very special and very rare.
Most artists and arts organizations and even the large institutions struggle to make ends meet. So any funds, any funding organization that can assist means better art for more people.
I'd like to congratulate the Russell Hill Rogers Fund for the Arts for all that they've been able to achieve in San Antonio since the Fund for the Arts was established in terms of its support of the arts in our city and how much it's been able to help different institutions and organizations do things they never could have done without their support. And I think it's a great tribute to them that the arts in San Antonio are continuing to develop.
Cesar Martinez is a great talent at many levels. He incorporates his creative spirit in everything.
Cesar Martinez is an unbelievable individual and has really captured with his Bato and his Pachuco and Ruca series, he captured the essence of La Cultura of South Texas.
Cesar knew the people, and even when he invented a portrait, and some of them are invented, some of them are real, they really are about the people that he knew, the people that he was familiar with, and he wanted you to see them as people. They had an impact. And I think that's due to his abilities as an artist.
I mean, there's just so much power in his artwork. And I think it's evident in his work, you know, that he can zero in on something and then look outside of that and then ties it all together. That is just reminiscence for us. And again, acknowledgement of who we are and where we live.
So he uplifts the average, the ordinary, someone dressed in their street clothes or whatever their costume is, and he paints them in a very regal sort of way. Cesar did 30 or 40 years ago, so I think he's a great pioneer in that.
When I see his work, I see work that is really very sophisticated. Although the narratives and the subject matter deal with the reality of the underclass here in America.
So he's influenced by Mexican culture, and at the same time he's influenced by American culture. And he brings and blends this whole tradition, ideas, history together so marvelously that, you know, it's one of the reasons I really think he's a brilliant artist.
He defined a whole genre and initiated a genre of the Chicano style art in the 60s and the 70s.
He embraces life with his artwork. And I think he is a model for many younger artists.
Cesar, we're so proud. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud of this recognition.
Congratulations, Cesar. This is a great honor, and it's long overdue.
Cesar Martinez, amigo de muchos años. Gracias for all that you have done to bring our cultural experiences to life.
Belinda Menchaca is an institution here in San Antonio. She has been the cornerstone of traditional dance, folklorico dance, for a quarter of a century, and more than that, even though she looks like she just started dancing yesterday.
Belinda Menchaca is a dedicated, passionate, extremely talented artist. She's also the kindest, most honest, most sincere, and most authentic person that I've ever worked with in a professional capacity.
She has given so much of herself to our community, to San Antonio, to even the nation. The Guadalupe Dance Company is nationally recognized, and that's in part to Belinda Menchaca, but also to her students and generations upon generations of former dancers and people that she's influenced in schools and working in different communities, as well as here in our local community at the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center.
When my mom passed away, she was there for me. When I had a quinceañera, she was there for me. Ella es bien personal con sus bailarines. She's very personal with her dancers. She really cares about us, and she really cares about the community.
She is the living example of how to lead cultural arts programming, how to teach art, how to produce under tough circumstances. She's just an example of how to do this job.
Belinda believes that we're cultural warriors, that it is our mission and our goal to preserve and to continue on the tradition of folklorico.
Belinda Menchaca is an amazing human being who has given so much of herself to the arts community and to San Antonio at large. She's an amazing, talented, beautiful dancer, instructor, and arts administrator. We are blessed to have her.
Belinda, te quiero con toda mi alma. Te felicito en este premio tan lindo, tan bonito. Te lo mereces. Te quiero mucho. Felicidades y besitos.
Paula Owens is a force, a lady of integrity, a lady that strives for quality, far-reaching, so she plans for that.
Paula is a unique combination of a person who can think outside the box and be creative about her solutions, but she also builds the box.
That she's not only a great arts administrator, she's a great artist. And that sort of power and combination, being able to sort of maneuver through obstacles and opportunities, makes her really, really special.
It goes unsaid that Paula is probably one of the most likable people in the city of San Antonio and beyond.
She's helped so many people, and she's a connector of people. And that somehow trickles down to the younger generation, you know, with the BFA program and what she's doing now.
Leadership qualities that have taken the Southwest School of Art from a good place to be to a great place to be.
Where the Southwest School of Art was where she started to where it is sort of night and day, and that could be attributed to a whole bunch of people working together in partnership, but then leadership is always a key aspect of that, and Paula has been the leader of that institution since that time.
You know, through the BFA program and all of the mentoring she's doing by hiring the right staff and bringing in the right teachers.
Paula wants to make sure that it works down the line. She wants to make sure that everything is in place for the people that come in to know that what they're getting is going to continue on.
Laying the foundation or following up on the roots that have been left in San Antonio that have been growing for a long time. You know, it's really nice to have Paula anchor all that and take that into the future.
Congratulations, Paula, an honor well deserved.
I'm proud to be your friend. I think this accolade is so well deserved and earned, and I'm very proud of you.
There's no one more deserving, there's no one more hardworking, and there's no one else who can get it done like you.
Dearest Carmen, our ancient indigenous ancestors affirmed that poets and visual artists created art with a deified heart, un corazón endiosado. Through artifacts of their imagination, a spark of the divine was shared with her public.
Carmen Tafoya is part of a process that has made San Antonio much more visible as a place for poetry and the arts to the state. She's one of 4 San Antonio poets who've been poet laureate in the last decade.
I think Carmen Tafoya is our poet laureate for a very, very good reason. And she was the first because she is San Antonio on many levels.
Her poetry embodies the idea of floricanto here in San Antonio.
The performance of her poet, she becomes the people when she tells a story or when she reads the poem, she becomes the people in the poem. And so I think one important part of that has not really been really articulated is the performative part of her written, the spoken language, I think, particularly with the mixture of languages, the multiple mixtures, particularly Tex-Mex, Spanglish, English, Spanish, and so on, all mixed together in beautiful ways that create new images and new visions of the community.
Her poetry speaks to the spirit and the soul of San Antonio. But most of all, I think Carmen is a spirit, a soul that came to this earth to guide and to teach. And as such, she has been wonderful as a mother, as a daughter, as a wife, on a personal level. She's just fabulous.
Your San Antonio poems fashion a complete and complex literary universe, populated by unforgettable personalities of la comunidad. The comadres chismosas, the teenage Pachuca peleoneras, the abuelos and abuelas, who weave the memories and stories of resistance and survival into their dichos and consejos.